Yo, Celtics Nation, things are heating up. We've got 4 bombshells that'll hit you right in the feels. Can the team still shine without Tatum? What about that trade nobody saw coming? And there's a move that could change everything, or crash and burn. What if I told you the team's future is hanging by a thread? You won't believe what's coming. So grab a seat, smash that like button, and let's dive into the news. Which one's gonna blow your mind? Drop it in the comments. You feeling the pressure of this season yet? The Boston Celtics are on thin ice, and the first shocker is a gut punch. Jason Tatum's out for most of the season with an Achilles injury. Yup, our superstar, the guy who carries the squad, is sidelined. So, what now? Can the Celtics still chase a title? It's a tense moment, but let me break down how this is shaking the team and what fans are buzzing about. The 2025-26 season kicked off with a thud. Without Tatum, the team's lost its backbone. He's the guy who drops 30 points a game and leads on the court. Without him, the offense is limping, and the defense, which struggled against the Knicks last postseason, has to figure it out fast. Fans are split. Some think it's Jaylen Brown's time to shine like never before, while others are freaking out, saying no Tatum, no ring. The big question is, how do you fill that gap in the front court? The Drew Holiday for Anthony Simons trade, which we'll dive into later, shows Brad Stevens is making moves. But the problem's bigger. The power forward spot is screaming for help. Al Horford, our forever warrior, could slide into the starting role, but at 39, he can't handle starter minutes for 82 games. Fans on X are saying Horford's better off the bench, bringing veteran smarts and clutch threes. So, who steps up? Sam Hauser, who's also on the trade block, isn't the answer. The team's hands are tied, sitting above the second salary cap apron, which kills free agent signings. Strategically, this cracks the East wide open. With Indy's Tyrese Halliburton also out with an Achilles tear, the Knicks and Cavs are grinning as favorites. But hold up, it's not over. Boston still has Jaylen Brown, who can carry the load, and Derek White, who's playing out of his mind. Fans are clamoring for a big draft edition, but with cap space tight, it's a tall order. Can Stevens pull another rabbit out of his hat? On X, some fans say it's time to go all in, while others think 2026-27 is the real target. What do you think? Can they fight for a title without Tatum? While you mull it over, brace yourself, because the next news is gonna leave you speechless. While we're still reeling from Tatum's absence, another bombshell rocks Boston. Kristaps Porzingis is packing his bags. That's right, the Latvian big man, a former All-Star, is on the trade block this offseason. But hold on, why's this happening? And why did the Chicago Bulls, who seemed interested, back off? Let's unpack this drama that's got fans on edge. Porzingis had a solid 2024-25 regular season, averaging 19.5 points and 6.8 boards. But the playoffs? A disaster. He put up just 7.7 points and 4.6 rebounds, hampered by breathing issues from an illness. The second-round loss to the Knicks in 6 games laid bare that something wasn't clicking. On X, fans are torn. Some call him too inconsistent, while others argue at 29, he's still a key piece. The issue is his $30.7 million contract in its final year. It's a heavy anchor. Brad Stevens, our trade wizard, wants to ease the salary cap burden with the team $18 million over the second apron. But per Jake Fisher from the Stein line, the Bulls aren't chasing Porzingis. Chicago's focused on their own center, Nikola Vucevic, who's in his last contract year and has been a trade target lately. So where's the unicorn headed? No clue. Some teams are curious, but nothing solid. Fans are losing it over the thought of losing another core piece, especially after Drew Holiday's exit. Strategically, trading Porzingis could free up space to bolster the front court, which is hurting without Tatum. But it's a huge risk. If they don't get a solid center back, the defense will tank. Al Horford can't do it alone, and Neemias Queta's still a gamble. On X, fans are begging for a big name, like Clint Capela, but with the cap situation, that's a pipe dream. The East is wide open with Halliburton and others sidelined, so AE, misstep here could be costly. Will Stevens find a trade partner, or is Porzingis staying? That answer will decide if the Celtics compete now or aim for the future. While this saga unfolds, hold your breath, because the next move is one nobody saw coming. As we try to wrap our heads around Porzingis' future, the Celtics just made a move that's got fans going wild. Drew Holiday was traded for Anthony. Simons. Yup, the guy who helped us raise Banner 18 is back in Portland, and we've got a young sharpshooter in town. But wait, this trade's trickier than it looks. Is Simons the future or just a trade chip? Let's dive into this Brad Stevens masterstroke that's got everyone talking. The trade, dropped by ESPN's Shams Charania, caught us off guard. Holiday's long-term deal through 2028 was a budget killer, and with Boston over the second apron, they needed to trim costs. Simons, at $27.7 million in his contract's final year, is cheaper and offers flexibility. So what does Simons bring? He's a natural scorer, averaging over 20 points and 38.1% from three over the last 3 years. In Portland, in Joe Mazzulla's three-point heavy system, he could light it up. The catch? His defense. He struggled guarding in Portland, but with a 6'9" wingspan, there's room to grow. On X, fans are split. Some love the scoring punch to offset Tatum's absence, while others miss Holiday's leadership and lockdown D. And get this, the Boston Globe says Simons might not even stick around. A league source says, while the Celtics like him, they're open to more trades to escape the cap crunch. Strategically, this trade shaves $4.1 million off the cap and $40 million in taxes, but they're still way over the second apron. With the East up for grabs, Simons could be the spark the offense needs, especially with Jaylen Brown handling crunch time shots. But without a solid power forward, the roster's shaky. Fans are pushing for draft help, but cap limits mean Stevens needs a miracle. Will Simons start or get flipped? On X, some say he's the next Kyrie. Others call him a stopgap. What's your take on this move? While you think it over, gear up, cause the next news will shake things up. And while we're still buzzing about Simons' arrival, Brad Stevens drops another genius play that's got fans hyped. The Drew Holiday trade for Anthony Simons and 2 second-round picks. That's right, the deal we just covered has another layer. Why's this a slam dunk for Boston's future? And how does it shift the East? Let's break down this GM masterpiece. The trade, sending Holiday back to Portland, wasn't just about saving cash. It slashed $4.1 million from the cap, $40 million in taxes, and cleared $72 million in future commitments. That's huge, since Boston's $18 million over the second apron, where every dollar counts. Anthony Simons, the new fan favorite, is a steal. Averaging 20 points and 38.3% from three, he's a perfect fit for Mazzulla's three-ball system. At 25, with his contract up in 2026, he offers flexibility that 35-year-old Holiday, locked in through 2028, couldn't. On X, fans are pumped about his potential next to Jaylen Brown, but some wonder, can he handle Boston's spotlight? His defense needs work, but with Derek White and the Celtics culture, he could level up. Those 2 second-round picks? Gold for future trades, especially since Boston holds most of its first-rounders except 2029. But it's not all rosy. Without Tatum, the team desperately needs a power forward, and this trade doesn't fix that. Al Horford can't start full-time, and Sam Hauser might be gone. On X, fans are begging for draft pickup, but cap constraints limit options. The East is open, with the Knicks and Cavs leading, but a wrong move could land us in the play-in. Stevens is clearly eyeing 2026-27 flexibility, but can they compete now? Fans are torn. Some call this a stroke of genius, others worry Simons is a band-aid. What do you think? Brilliant or risky? While you decide, get ready, cause the next pot's gonna spark a fire. Man, it's rough, right? Tatum's out. Porzingis is on the chopping block, Simons is in, and Holiday's gone. The Celtics are at a crossroads. Fight now or build for 2026-27. Stevens is playing chess, but can Simons handle the heat? And without a power forward, can we dream of owning the East? Fans are going wild on X. Do you think these trades are a home run or a total whiff? Is Porzingis staying or going? Drop your take in the comments. I want to see the debate. Hit that like, subscribe, and let's keep rooting. What's next is gonna be wild.